Anyways, in this video, I didn't really plan how I wanted the video to go. I just wanted to speak on some things, talk about some stuff, and hopefully it can all come together as one. So, before we start this video, make sure to like and subscribe and support the channel and all that good stuff. Anyways, I wanted to talk about this topic that kept coming up while I was driving to this location. And what kept coming up was spiritual essence. And when I thought about this, what also came up was how important it is to claim or reclaim your spiritual essence. And what I mean by spiritual essence, I mean the essence of your being. Who do you define yourself as when there's nothing else to define you? Whether it's people in your environment, anything, like N95 by Kendrick. If you know that song, you know what I'm talking about. I'll put some of the lyrics so you can get what I'm saying. But when you don't have these things, or when you're not attached to anything outside of you, what is the essence of you? Who is this essence that is what you call spirits, the being, whatever you identify it to be? And I realized, and I've always said this before, I feel like we're in this society or this development of society where they have control over a lot of things, truthfully. And when I say them, when I say them, it could be the government, it could be even certain communities, it could be certain cultures. It's not really in particular to anything. Sorry, the bird is agreeing with me. It's in the more of a generalized thing where something is always externally controlling you. And when this happens, you have to also be aware of that you have control over something, which is yourself. And I realized it is more important to, when I say control, I don't mean to manipulate or to influence yourself in a negative way. I mean having control in the sense of mastering yourself, which is understanding yourself fully before anything externally can influence you. And so I realized how really important that is to master yourself and understanding the spiritual essence of who you are, because it will help you to navigate the external world and society and our communities and how things can influence each other for the best or for the worse. And it goes back into that understanding that when you don't know yourself without somebody having to tell you or having to look outside of you to know who you are, it starts to deteriorate from your identity of what you could be or who you actually are, because you are now becoming codependent on what you are told than what you believe to be true. And this can play in many roles. That could be an ego thing, that can become a pride thing, that can become in so many aspects of it, because it falls into layers of false identities and false self, and we start to create attachments to these false selves and false identities, and then the more attachments we create with this, the more we believe it to be true. It's one of those things that I personally always struggle with, where if I couldn't prove something to be true, then it wasn't true. And that sometimes hinders you from understanding that just because we can see something how we see it doesn't mean that's truly how it is. And this mainly goes towards spirituality and understanding who you are. A lot of who you are is not something you can logically make sense of or prove to someone that this is you. It's more based on your feelings and what your heart feels to be true about who you are. And to be able to reclaim that or to claim that in general is honestly the most impactful and beneficial thing you can do in your life, because it will honestly prevent a lot of lessons and a lot of karmic cycles or just repetitive behaviors and patterns. It would cut those short, because if you know yourself, then you wouldn't put yourself through certain things. But when we're told and we're influenced and we're lost and confused, we are open to anything. It's kind of like when you go to college and you go under a major, like undecided major. That is pretty much an open floor to any majors. You can get into anything, and sometimes it's beneficial and sometimes that's not, because it can cause you to have a longer college experience or a more difficult college experience because you don't know what you want. You don't even know what exactly you are in order to know what you want. And that's kind of how it is. Like, even for me, when I got into spirituality, I didn't have a good grip of myself. I didn't have a good grip of my essence. I didn't have a good grip of my history, where I came from, my understanding of myself. And so since I didn't have a foundation of myself, it led me into a lot of spiritual works that wasn't for my highest good, that wasn't for my best. But I didn't know that. So I just continuously kept doing it because I was told that this is the best way to do it. And truthfully, like, discovering my essence wasn't even always like a spiritual thing. It was kind of me going on the journey of remembering who I was. And that doesn't have to be a spiritual thing. Sometimes it can go deeper into that topic. But even knowing basic things about yourself, it doesn't have to be a spiritual thing. Like, for example, knowing yourself in the sense of what you like and what you don't like, knowing yourself enough to know what your limits and your boundaries are, knowing yourself enough to know how you want your life to look, or how you want to be, what type of lifestyle you want. Basic things about who you are doesn't have to be a spiritual journey. It could just be a self journey. And if you choose to add spirituality, great. If you choose to add a higher being or the creator or God within that journey, great. But it doesn't have to be. The importance of knowing yourself doesn't have to be defined by your spirituality. It can be defined by you. Who you are when nobody else is looking. Who you are when the doors are closed. And because this honestly builds trust and reliability within yourself, that you trust yourself enough to go on this journey to find who you are and who you're meant to be in this lifetime, which will help the reliability of knowing that the next lifetime you would do the same thing. Anyways, even then, when you are finding your spiritual essence, it's not something to gain. It's more something to uncover, to discover again, to relearn, to remember. It's something that's like, I can only speak from an artist's point of view. It's like when you're looking at a picture and you're only looking at one section of this picture. The painting's already made, it's already created, but you're only looking at one part of it. And so the whole picture is you going on this journey of knowing yourself. But you looking at this one small part of the picture is showing like what small part you're looking at yourself at the moment. Connecting to your essence, to who you are and why it's important. Just going back to that, it really helps you to ground yourself when life feels chaotic, because our external world will be forever changing. It's like life will always be chaotic, whether it's a good one, a bad one, a neutral. It's always changing, which is beautiful and grateful to be able to have that. Who wants to have a life that's always the same? So it's a great thing, but imagine life is changing and you have no foundation in that change. You're like just as chaotic as your external world. Just kind of putting this all in conclusion, just some ways on how you can connect to yourself and connect to your essence. Just giving out some tips. I honestly recommend any type of stillness practices, whether it's meditation, going for a walk, doing breath work, journaling, even just sitting or laying somewhere with no distractions. It's just really good to kind of empty yourself from all possessions and only be with yourself. You can really learn a lot, and that could be the first teacher is yourself, and stillness, and how important it is to take breaks from distractions so then you can figure out what's going on internally. Make it an easy process on yourself. It's not going to be an overnight thing. It's not going to be something that happens and your whole life is changing in one day. It's one of those things that you keep working at, and every time you work at it, you're like slowly but surely picking apart the essence of you. take that journey to figure out who that is. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to like and subscribe and support the channel, and I will see you in my next video. Love and peace out.